Hello there. What's going on, everybody? Mining Guild tie preview today for X-Wing. We're going to talk about it. If you were paying attention to the upcoming page on Fantasy Flight's, upcoming list of where it kind of shows you the status of everything, it still kind of shows all of this stuff as, especially this one, as in development. And I just gotta say that's probably not the case. I think these are going to be out by Christmas, and with all of Wave 2. I think that's the plan, at least. I just don't think they've updated everything. A lot of times things in there don't get updated in real time as often as they need to be. And so one of the things that we're noticing is, like, in Legion, for example, Palpatine and the Royal Guard came out last week, but they're still showing as, like, being shipped or something like they've been available for several days now. But they're showing as, like, they'll be available soon. So this just goes to show you not everything that's gets updated on that site at a time. I think we're actually a lot closer to these switching to shipping. So if you have pre-orders in, I would imagine you're probably going to get a shipping notice here in a couple of weeks. That's my guess. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. Before I dive into this thing, because it does look really very cool, I just want to remind you guys that there's a huge giveaway going on right now for a Super Star Destroyer for Star Wars Armada in the form of a Cool Stuff gift card. If you would like to be part of that, all you have to do is subscribe and leave a comment on this or one of my videos. It's as simple as that, and you'll be automatically entered into that drawing that will basically be announced just before Christmas on or about December 21st. I typically announce winners at the end of my videos, and for all of them you just have to be subscribed and leave a comment. So even if you don't win that one, there'll probably be another one starting shortly thereafter. So I do giveaways all the time. This one happens to be a real big one. So let's go ahead and take a look at this thing. We've got some of the upgrade cards that looks like it's going to be coming with trick shots, static discharge veins. We've got our quick build cards there, so maybe it comes with elusive and afterburners as well. Who knows? Or maybe they're just saying, hey, you know what, use this anyway. But we also get a look at our dial here. So we've got a 3K, so not a whole lot of stuff. It looks actually very similar to the regular tie. We've still got our hard ones. We've got hard 2s, hard 3s. We don't have any S loop though, so it's not really as good as it could be, but it's pretty standard, right? The tie itself, the Mining Guild tie, I like this art here because this is kind of the first time we saw these in Star Wars Rebels. And I believe that's an old Separatist Clone Wars era ship, and I forget the name of that one right there behind it. But it's a little bit larger, but not necessarily large enough to be an epic ship. I think that could be maybe a large base ship. I was even wondering if something like that would eventually come out for Armada or not, but I think it's a little too small. It looks like it's just basically a large base ship behind it, so it's kind of nice to see some more things from Star Wars Rebels show up because I loved that show. I'm curious what this is behind them in the artwork, though, because I'm guessing that's probably some kind of base. I don't think it's an upside-down Star Destroyer. Well, this would be kind of cool because really you should see more upside-down ships in combat, right? Because space, there's no up or down, right? So one of the things we notice is they all have notched stabilizers, and that's kind of the hallmark of the Mining Guild tie. You'll notice they've taken out a piece of the wing there, and for them that allows them, when they move, they can ignore asteroids. Very, very cool. Some key notes there: it's not all obstacles, right? Only asteroids specifically. So if you bump into another ship or you hit a debris cloud, I think you're still taking the effects there. And I don't believe this is going to let you perform actions. I don't believe you can barrel roll onto an asteroid. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't believe that you'll be able to do that because I don't believe that is a move. A move is when you're doing your move, right? And also, if you land on one, okay, you ignored it while you move, but you're still not going to be able to shoot. So you may want to, keep all those things in mind. It's going to give you a little bit of benefit, but it doesn't let you completely ignore obstacles. It just gives you a very specific, when you move, ignore asteroids. That's cool. That gives you a little bit of incentive of what type of obstacle to bring. Maybe you'll want to bring asteroids. You have 2 attack, 3 agility, 3 hull, no shields, barrel roll, evade, and focus. So pretty standard, about what you'd expect from a TIE fighter. Let's see. We also have our Initiative 2, the Mining Guild Surveyor. Not a whole lot of differences between the 1 and the 2. No special stuff, just some different flavor text. We get some of the named pilots. We have Foreman Proach, and a great little potential hints that just maybe we'll start to see, the revival of Epic in X-Wing format. So that would be nice, just based on the artwork there. Of course, that was the last Epic ship for Scum to come out, and you're like, oh yeah, I never even got to fly mine. All right, let's talk about the ship though. The pilot themselves, Foreman Proach, is a slave driver. They're 4 initiative, so a little bit higher. Still not super high, but a little bit higher. And the ability there is before you engage, you may choose one enemy ship in your bullseye at range 1 to 2. A little bit of flexibility there. And gain a disarm token. If you do, that ship gains a tractor token. So this way you can potentially try to tractor. This isn't going to work too well against, I don't know why they're showing going up against the capital ship here, but it's like you're probably going to be using this against fighters more so than just about anything else. But yeah, so you can start to tractor other ships, throw them on the asteroids. You can ignore asteroids, you can throw them on the asteroids. So that's pretty good. Except he's only initiative 4, so you're not necessarily going to be able to deny them the ability to shoot if they're an ace. But it's still something. We've got Captain Seevor. Captain Seevor, a lot of really cool artwork here too. I'm digging the yellow and black of these. I'm feeling that color scheme. It's resonating with me. He's a noisy nuisance. While you defend or perform an attack, before attack dice are rolled, if you're not in the enemy ship's bullseye, you may spend a charge, and that's a regenerating charge that Captain Seevor gets. If you do, enemy ship gains a jam token. Now the jam tokens are all right. They've kind of been so-so, but this is a good timing for doing it. Like if you fly this guy out front, and attack him if you want. I'm gonna take I'm gonna do a jam token on you. And the key here is this is before attack dice are rolled, so you can actually deny them their focus before they have the chance to spend it if you are the attacker. So this actually seems like an overall good TIE fighter, I think, to fly. The ability just seems like it would work with just about everything. His initiative is a little bit low, but it's still a nice ability, and the fact that it can work on attack or defense, I think, is pretty cool. Overseer Yushin is the overbearing boss. We got some YV666s in the background there too, so it's always cool to check out the art and kind of just see what we can see in the background. I wish FFG would just release an art book, which would be really cool, like the first 10 years of Star Wars or something like that, And granted, you kind of have art books in the RPG, right? Because they're full of art and they have phenomenally good art. But I would love for Fantasy Flight to release an art book. I would pay some good money for that and I would have it on my coffee table. That would be awesome. I would like that very much. Thumbs up if you think they should release an art book. Before a friendly ship at range 1 would gain a disarm token. If that ship is not stressed, you may spend a charge. If you do, that ship gains a stress token instead. That obviously has synergy with our Foreman Proach, right? But there's going to be other things that give you disarm tokens, and I'm sure there will be more in the future, especially because Scum kind of spans everything. Scum is going to probably grow, I would anticipate, to more than any other faction. So this one has a lot of potential compatibility with even future ships too. So a lot of stuff that you could do with this one. Overall, though, it's going to be something that you're just going to want to use in specific lists. I don't think I would put this in every list just because that's just such a niche kind of ability. It'll work in some lists, but otherwise, if I'm not, using stuff specifically that wants to disarm, then I would just rather run, this guy who's probably going to be cheaper, or that guy who's definitely going to be cheaper. So, all right, that was Overseer Yushin, and we've got Ahab, the Vengeful Survivor. Great, maybe the best artwork of the entire piece right here. While you defend or perform an attack, if the enemy ship is larger size than you, roll 1 additional die. Now this sounds like good, like, all right, he'll get a die if he's going after medium or large ships, because this is going to be a small ship, so that's kind of cool. But here's the thing. This is my favorite ship in a long time. You notice there's Purgils, the whales, on there from Star Wars Rebels. Kind of like the Purgils. The Purgils look cool. He's hunting whales. He's Captain Ahab from Moby Dick. Literally, right? And his ability, he's a whale hunter. Like, it's both thematic and clever. I think this is just the funniest, best theming in a long time right here. He's literally hunting whales, and that's why he gets a bonus die for hunting ships larger than himself. He's literally like that mad captain. In the artwork is just so perfect. He's right in the middle of like a whole swarm of Persials and going crazy, and I can just imagine he's out in there shouting, "Arg!" So, and his name is Ahab, so it's not exactly Ahab. This one's just hilarious. I love it. I love it. It's just funny, and it'll probably be pretty useful. It's kind of circumstantial because it depends what your opponent flies. If your opponent's flying, only small ships, then it's not going to help you as much. But, it's fun. It's worth having. I like this one a lot, just for the fun factor of it. And then we have a couple of upgrade cards that's going to come with Swarm Tactics, Trick Shot. Okay, those are old cards, and we can also see right here, Static Discharge Veins. So we get an idea of the upgrade cards, but yeah, that's the Mining Guild tie preview. I expect these guys to be out pretty soon. But I'd love to hear what you guys think. What is your favorite tie out of here? Also, let me know that in the comments below. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Big thanks to my patrons as well. Look for some giveaway announcements in there in the next couple of days, so that should be coming up pretty soon. And big thanks to you guys because you guys helped make this all possible. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.